I never imagined a simple work truck would ignite the craziest neighborhood war of my life. But that bright Tuesday morning changed everything when Karen called 911 on me. I'm Edward, Dad, who moved to this quiet suburb 2 years ago for peace. My pressure washing business runs out of my garage to keep food on the table. The truck in my driveway carries hoses. Things need for every job. It is clean and never blocks anyone else on our street. Then Karen, a president, decided my truck was destroying paradise itself. She fired off the first complaint letter accusing me of commercial blight in a residential zone. Her words dripped with fake concern while she demanded I pay a $200 fine. I read it twice and laughed because the bylaws actually permitted one work vehicle. Polite and sent a calm email explaining the exact rules back to her. Karen ignored every fact and doubled down with weekly violation notices taped to my door. Her power trip grew worse as she patrolled the cul-de-sac like some self-appointed sheriff. Neighbors started glancing sideways at me during Saturday yard work. I felt the slow burn of isolation creeping into my once friendly block. Then the real insanity arrived when I needed to leave for a $6,000 commercial job. My truck sat trapped because Karen had parked her giant SUV directly behind it overnight. The exhaust smell still lingered heavy in the warm morning air as I stepped outside. My stomach tightened when I saw her standing there with arms folded and a smug grin. I walked over slowly while keeping my voice steady and professional like always. Karen, private driveway, I said clearly. Please move your truck so I can leave. She tilted her head and laughed that sharp condescending laugh I had come to hate. Edward, HOA enforcement action. She snapped back with zero hesitation. Your ugly commercial truck violates every aesthetic standard we voted on last month. I could not believe the sheer audacity while my client deadline ticked closer every second. She yanked out her phone and dialed 911 right there in front of my face. He is threatening me and operating an illegal business out of his home, she screamed dramatically. Sirens wailed down the street minutes later as 2 patrol cars pulled up with lights flashing. The officers looked confused after I explained the situation in calm, measured sentences. One cop shrugged and told Karen it looked like a civil property dispute for now. That single moment flipped a switch inside me and I started recording every interaction. My phone stayed in my pocket but captured her rants perfectly from then on without fail. The harassment escalated fast with rumors flooding our neighborhood group chat by evening. Karen claimed I attracted criminals and lowered property values with my junkyard truck. Moms who once waved at me now crossed the street to avoid eye contact completely. My business phone stayed silent as 3 clients canceled citing the sudden neighborhood drama. I lay awake that night listening to crickets while anger and disbelief churned inside me. The next week she blocked me again, but this time during pouring rain. Water streamed off her windshield as she stood under an umbrella yelling more accusations. I filmed openly now because hiding felt pointless against her escalating circus. Smile for the camera, only while the rain soaked my shirt. She lunged forward and jabbed a finger inches from my chest with pure venom. You will regret crossing me, Edward, she hissed loud enough for nearby houses to hear. Her words carried clear threats that my phone recorded in crisp high-definition audio. I compiled every clip, stamped photo into one organized digital folder that weekend. My hands shook slightly from exhaustion, but determination kept me typing late into the night. Karen made her fatal mistake 2 days later during another surprise blockade at dawn. She screamed into her phone about teaching me a permanent lesson by trapping my truck again. The recording caught her admitting the blockade was personal payback and not official policy. She even stepped onto my grass without permission while slapping fake violation stickers everywhere. That trespass violated the very HOA bylaws she loved quoting at everyone else constantly. I requested an emergency full board meeting and attached my evidence packet to the agenda. The community hall felt tense when I walked in carrying printed copies for every member. Karen sat at the head table looking confident until I started playing the first video clip. Her own voice echoed loudly admitting the personal vendetta and illegal parking scheme. Board members shifted uncomfortably as more clips showed her threats and procedural violations. I stayed completely calm while presenting facts without raising my voice once. The city code enforcement officer I had pre-invited confirmed blocking legal driveway access was illegal. He issued Karen an immediate citation in front of the entire stunned board. My business truck received full clearance as compliant with every local and HOA regulation. The vote to remove Karen as president passed unanimously within 10 minutes of discussion. She stormed out red-faced with tears of rage while muttering excuses that fooled nobody. The heavy front doors slammed shut behind her and the room exhaled in collective relief. Neighbors approached me afterward with awkward apologies for believing her wild stories. My inbox filled with new job requests once the drama storm finally blew over. Mornings now feel peaceful again with my truck rolling out on time every single day. The cul-de-sac smells like fresh-cut grass instead of exhaust and petty power struggles. It is almost poetic how the queen of the HOA got dethroned by her own truck stunt. Turns out the real neighborhood violation was letting a tiny tyrant rule with unchecked ego.